This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 18th day of May in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Backing the Environmental Protection Agency's decision to appeal a decision of the High Court that mandates that Guyana be fully protected in the event of an oil spill, Vice President Barbara Jagdeo today said the government will not be part of a process that destroys the investment climate of Guyana.
But we have to maintain an investment climate here that would allow investments to flow. When the investments flow here, our people, the hotels are built, they get more jobs. When they start fabricating things for Exxon, they get more jobs. The 500 drivers or so who are driving for the oil and gas companies, they have a job now too. They would maintain their job. Not some of the others who are politicians or have an agenda to shut down the industry. And that's what we see playing out here.
He made the remarks today while speaking during the PP Civic's weekly press conference held at Freedom House. Last week, the Environmental Protection Agency moved to the Court of Appeal to challenge the High Court's ruling, which compels the ExxonMobil subsidiary, SO Exploration, to have an unlimited parent company guarantee agreement in place within 30 days. The government, through the Attorney General Anon Nandlal and the Vice President, have condemned the decision of the High Court, one of several condemnations of the judiciary by the government in recent times. Even as he questioned the court's jurisdiction to order the EPA to issue an enforcement notice, the Vice President said that rulings of the court could have a negative impact on the investment climate in the country. The world is watching, he said, while adding that the bidding round for the oil blocks offshore Guyana could be severely affected. The Attorney General, he noted, had every right to question the ruling of the court.
He has a right to question some of the things. Now he questioned, if Parliament vests the EPA, this is what the AG said, with the authority to issue, suspend, or revoke a license, could a court do that? Could a court do that? Because is this an overreach? And it's a legitimate question. Shouldn't we debate it? Or is it infallible? We dumb ourselves down because a judge makes a decision.
In the High Court judgment, Justice Sandal Kisoon said the Environmental Protection Agency was in an egregious state and that it had abdicated its exclusive statutory responsibilities entrusted to it by the Parliament under the Environmental Protection Act and the Environmental Protection Regulations to ensure due compliance by the oil company. But while defending the action or non-action of the EPA, the Vice President said it is the government's intention to have the oil giant fulfill its obligations, as stipulated in the environmental permit and the environmental laws of the country.
They appeal the judgment. But it's not because we don't want Exxon to fulfill their obligations in Guyana. We want Exxon to ensure that any potential spill, and we've been working on that more than any government in the past APNU, to ensure that we're prepared for any eventuality. We want them to fully meet their obligations, and therefore we want to make sure that it doesn't have that the quality of the decision and that the decisions made here, that they could be defended globally.
Jagdeo maintains that there is no such thing as unlimited parent company guarantee. The EPA has been engaging the oil company in a proposed total guarantee of $2 billion to complement the $600 million insurance policies for the Liza 1, Liza 2, and Payara permits. However, that has not been finalized. The Court of Appeal will hear arguments in the case on the 29th of May. Today, the ExxonMobil company said it supports the move by the EPA to appeal the case. The ExxonMobil company also said it has also filed its own appeal. More news coming up in a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now, transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Just so good, cheesy's the taste is just so good. Cheesy's are the one and only. So cheesy, crunchy, give me one please. Sunshine snacks, cheesy's, it's just so good. The whole crowd that's a cheesy, so cheesy, just so good. Yes, fella, can you feel me? Sunshine snacks, just so good. Number one taste, the whole place I say, just so good. Cheesy's the taste is just so good. Cheesy's are the one and only. So cheesy, crunchy, give me one please. Sunshine snacks, cheesy's, it's just so good. Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 2260-415-7. Comfortable parking available.
The government has now taken full control of what was the Lethem office of the People's National Congress. The PNCR has maintained that it is the rightful owner of the office, which it has occupied for more than 45 years. The People's National Congress has been maintaining that it is the rightful owner of the office, which it has occupied for more than 45 years. But the government has remained firm that the building is state property. During a press conference today, the opposition leader and leader of the People's National Congress Reform, Aubrey Norton, confirmed that his party will be taking action as the government has taken complete control of the office.
The government has been using force. I think they went into the building while people weren't there and they have occupied it. We are taking a number of action against them. But as far as I know, they have charged 2 persons alleging that they lash off a padlock because they apparently put on the lock on the building and went somewhere. And by the time they come back, the government had invaded the building and are trespassing.
The locks to the building have been changed and the People's National Congress now has no access to the building. Norton said agents of the government are now occupying the office space.
We have done all the police report, etc. When that action is taken, you will hear about it. But we are taking action on it.
Thank you.
I think also it needs to be noted that the government, I spoke to one government minister yesterday, and I didn't call. And I told him that the government seems to be pushing for a physical confrontation. And to let him know we're not short on people that could deal with them in a physical confrontation. But we don't believe it is in the best interest of the people at this time.
The PNC leader has long said he is convinced that the move to demolish his party's regional office in Lethem is political in nature and has nothing to do with the government wanting the building to use for development purposes. The vice president is already on record urging the PNC reform to apply for a plot of land in the region to build its own office. One day after the Special Organized Crime Unit of the Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for a Monrepo couple as part of an investigation into alleged money laundering, the husband and wife surrendered to law enforcement today. In the presence of their attorney Bernard De Silva, Reyes Ali and his wife Jennifer Ali walked into the SOCO headquarters this afternoon to face questioning. Attorney Bernard De Silva said he was left surprised by the issuance of the wanted bulletin, since the police has already been in contact with the couple and has all of their contact information. He said there was no effort to contact them before the wanted bulletin was issued.
What is ironic about this wanted bulletin is that they are witnesses in another matter, another money laundering matter. I believe the other money laundering matter is the first of its kind in Guyana. They are prime witnesses in that matter. Surprisingly, they are now considered suspects. I've spoken to Mr. Ali and Mrs. Ali, and they would have indicated to me that they are surprised that SOCO would have issued a wanted bulletin.
The attorney added that he is surprised that the couple now find themselves as suspects in the matter that they were witnesses to.
Now, we all know that a wanted bulletin is issued when a person cannot be found, when efforts by the police would have failed. This is not the case. This is a case where the police are in constant contact, especially SOCO. They're in constant contact with these parties because they're prime witnesses. Surprisingly, it was not a summon issued to them, but rather a wanted bulletin, which means they are now a suspect.
De Silva explained to the media that he advised his clients not to provide any statement to SOCO and to exercise their right to remain silent.
So they're here to clear their names. I've given them instructions as to how they respond, and they will not be giving any statement. They will exercise their right to remain silent. So you all can have this on record that if any confession statement arise out of this engagement with SOCO, it will be subject to challenge because they will not be acting against my instructions.
The Special Organized Crime Unit of the Guyana Police Force did not disclose details of the alleged money laundering crime that involves the couple. However, the woman's father was recently arrested and charged by SOCO along with his wife and the wife's son in connection with a multi-billion-dollar money laundering scheme. That money laundering scheme involved a movement of more than $5 billion between Guyana and China. A number of Chinese businesses were reportedly linked to the scheme, but only locals have so far been arrested and charged. The British High Commissioner to Guyana, Jane Miller, has reaffirmed her government's commitment to the LGBT community in Guyana. She made comments at the launch of the Guyana Pride Festival 2023. The High Commissioner said the UK will continue to champion the rights of members of the LGBTQ community.
LGBT rights are human rights, and the UK is committed to championing these rights around the world and supporting the defenders of these rights. The UK will continue to work with partners to encourage tolerance, non-discrimination, and changes in policy, in guidelines and in legislation, and to fight against the spread of misinformation, violence and discrimination.
High Commissioner Miller said the UK looks forward to a world where everyone is able to live freely without fear, discrimination or stigma, regardless of their sexual orientation, their gender identity, expression or their sex characteristic. People, she said, must be able to love freely without discrimination.
Pride events matter. It's a time to celebrate that diversity. It's a time to recognise that discrimination damages societies and holds back economies. It's a time to stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ community and have some fun.
The Pride Festival, which will kick off on the 1st of June, is being organised by the Guyana LGBTQI Coalition. During the launch of the festival at the British High Commissioner's residence, Managing Director of SASOD Guyana, Joel Simpson, said the festival is intended to raise awareness about the issues facing the LGBT community.
The 2023 festival is being held under the theme Decriminalize Sex Guyana. The theme draws attention to the stain that Guyana is now part of a minority of 6 countries in the Caribbean that still criminalize same-sex intimacy. These laws are a relic of British colonialism and have long been repealed in the Bahamas and struck down by the courts in Caribbean territories like Belize, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and most recently, Barbados.
Guyana Pride Festival will open on the 1st of June with an interfaith forum hosted by the head of the Roman Catholic Church in Guyana, Bishop Francis Allen. It will take place at the Catholic Life Center in Brigham. Other activities include a Pride Games night, a Pride party, the first ever rainbow paintball contest, and a Pride film night. Other events are also being hosted in addition to the Pride Parade.
What is local government? Local government is the system of locally elected members representing their communities and making decisions on their behalf. Local factors such as geography, the environment, economic opportunities, and health can be better taken account of by local governments charged with making decisions that affect their communities. These decisions can relate to the effective and efficient provision of services to meet community needs, to the regulation of certain functions, to facilitation of local activities, and to pursue community goals. In making these decisions, councils have to report to their communities in a clear and accountable way. Local authorities cannot achieve their objectives alone. They work closely with central government and with other organizations, public bodies, businesses, and citizens. Once elected, local governments are empowered to serve the people who live within the municipality or neighborhood democratic council and constituencies to which they were elected. Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
With a new embassy open in Qatar, the government of Guyana is hoping that Guyana and the Middle Eastern country will develop closer ties and a robust relationship. At the opening of the new Guyana embassy on Tuesday, President Irfaan Ali said Guyana and Qatar share a number of similarities, including the promotion of peace, stability, and sustainability.
Significant because it symbolizes the physical existence of the bond of friendship, love, and commitment between two countries who share common values to secure the prosperity of humanity and to advance a cause through which we create a better environment for the people of our countries and the people of this world.
The president also said there is much to learn from Qatar as Guyana rolls out its developmental plans and global leadership drive in climate, energy, and food security.
The core issues of food security, climate security, and energy security are paramount to the advancement of humanity. Qatar, showing by example, through investment, technology, commitment, and the training of their human resource potential, their commitment on all three fronts.
Qatar's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs said the opening of the embassy is the starting point in the advancement of relations between Guyana and Qatar.
We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirm our provision of all possible assistance that would contribute to supporting and strengthening bilateral relations at all levels, especially in the economic, political, and cultural fields.
During his visit, President Irfaan Ali and Minister of Finance Dr. Ashley Singh also met with the Emir of Qatar and members of his cabinet. Guyana and Qatar established diplomatic relations back in 1996. A 41-year-old man from Hunter Street, Old Boys Town is facing narcotics trafficking charges after he was nabbed with a drinks cooler packed with marijuana. A Kanu statement said the suspect, Anthony Wilson, was arrested during a search operation at a shop that is owned by him. Kanu says the seized marijuana carries a total weight of 18 pounds and is valued at more than 2.5 million Guyana dollars. The suspect is expected to appear in court before the end of the week. Kanu said the investigations are ongoing. The Guyana Association of Women Lawyers has come out against rising attacks on the local judiciary and has singled out the Attorney General over recent comments made by him. In a statement, the association today strongly condemned the recent attacks, saying that it feels compelled to address the attacks on the members of the local judiciary. The association said it has noted comments in the media made by the Attorney General Anil Nandlal regarding a ruling in a matter made by Magistrate Lerone Daly. The association said it takes the opportunity to remind members of the public that the members of the judiciary should be allowed to independently perform their duties. The women lawyers body said any disparaging remarks or attacks, whether personal or otherwise, may expose judicial officers and their offices to ridicule, adding that the statements, which have been published and communicated through various media platforms, widen the scope of the attention of the negative comments. In denouncing the attacks, the association also asks that persons cease from peddling, broadcasting, transmitting, or in any way disseminating such information that may lower public confidence in judicial officers and the local judiciary. The association noted that while there is a right to free speech, the expressions must be within the parameters of the law and with regard to their contextual implications. The association said the rule of law is the backbone of the society, and as such respect should be accorded to those who in the exercise of their duty try to maintain that rule of law. The Attorney General in a press statement and later on his television program openly criticized City Magistrate Lerone Daly over her decision to uphold a no-case submission filed by the attorneys for former Minister of Finance Winston Jordan in a misconduct case. The upholding of a no-case submission leads to the dismissal of charges.
Why you must vote at local government elections. Local government officials make decisions every day that affect the well-being of your life, the lives of your family and community. By voting for a voluntary group, political party or individual candidate of your choice, you will be electing the people who will make these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you allow other people who do vote to choose local government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you. Voting also provides you with an opportunity to remind the elected government officials that they are accountable to you. Every eligible citizen has the right and responsibility to vote at local government elections. Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9, 226-6557, 223-9650 or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, the Brazilian Environmental Protection Agency said yesterday it had rejected a request from the state-run oil company Petrobras to drill a well at the mouth of the Amazon River. The much-awaited decision follows a technical recommendation by the agency's experts to reject the proposal. Petrobras has for years been trying to open up a new exploration front on the coast of Amapá State in northern Brazil near Guyana, where ExxonMobil has made important discoveries. A technical report had previously advised against the request, citing discrepancies in environmental studies, inadequate measures for communicating with indigenous communities, and insufficiencies in Petrobras' plan to safeguard the region's wildlife. In neighboring Suriname, the indigenous people there are preparing a lawsuit against the government to enforce the judgments of the Inter-American Court of Human Rights. The Association of Indigenous Village Heads in Suriname claims also that the government has sought to hoodwink them, and the agreements made last week during a meeting with a government delegation have not been fulfilled. Although the Amerindian tribes are in favor of dialogue, they said they are no longer waiting on the government. They have already informed the embassies in Suriname and the international organizations of the treatment that they receive from the government, and that the lawsuit is being prepared to force the government to implement the international judgments so that the land rights of indigenous people are recognized by law. And finally tonight, international news. More than 20 rivers have burst their banks in Italy, leaving 13 people dead and forcing thousands from their homes, after an average of 6 months of rainfall fell in a day and a half. More bodies were found today after almost every river overflowed. Some 280 landslides have also been reported. Firefighters have been helping residents to flee their homes, according to the BBC. The BBC also reports that many have been warning that Italy needs a national plan to respond to the effects of climate change. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.